We'll start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraha Stirairangaihi Stuštuvagum Sastanobihi Vyashema Devahitam Vyadayuho Swastina Indro Vriddashavaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti Nastakshorarishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Anubhuti Prakasha, we have finished 7 topics. Today we are going to start the 8th topic from verse number 64 to 68. This Upanishad has a different, unique style of revealing Brahman. The disciple asks the Guru, what is that knowledge by which I can know everything in the world? And the Guru says, you know Brahman, then you will know everything in the universe. Then the Shishya asks, what is this Brahman? Then the Guru starts the teaching and says, there are 2 types of knowledge, jnana. One is called as Paravidya, another is called as Aparavidya. Paravidya is Brahman, the knowledge of Brahman. Aparavidya is the knowledge of the world. Then the details of what this Paravidya was given in 2nd topic, from 9th to 18th. And then in the 3rd topic, the Guru said, this Paravidya Brahman is the cause of this universe. That was said in the 3rd topic. The 4th topic talked about this world. What is this world? How did it come about? Why? What is the nature of this world? Is it permanent? Is it impermanent? So that details were given in the 4th topic. Then in Mundaka Upanishad gives the details of the importance of a guru in the 5th topic. Why guru is required? Because this teaching is not an objective teaching. It is a subjective teaching. Somebody who has realized whatever the Upanishad is trying to reveal, that person will be able to teach you. Because if it is a question of knowledge about a mobile phone, I can show you a mobile phone, I can give you an instruction manual, and you can know about the whole mobile phone. But here we are talking about who is this seer of this mobile phone, without which this mobile phone cannot be known in the world. So the knowledge of the seer is the knowledge of the perceptor, the knowledge of the existence of a conscious principle. That is the main thing we should understand from Mundaka Upanishad, that there is something which is called as consciousness, existence, and this is what is called as Satyam and Jnanam. Okay? In this world, there is something which is called as consciousness. I do not know anything about that. I have come to Upanishadic study to know more details about this consciousness. This consciousness is called as Brahman. Then in sixth topic, the creation of the world was shown. And then seventh topic was about using Omkara for meditation, how we should practice Omkara meditation. Today we are going to enter the eighth topic, 64 to 78. Let me go into the topic straight away, because then you will get a full idea about where we stand today and how we can complete this whole section either today or next week. Hopefully between these two, these two sessions, I would like to maybe not, maybe at least cover half the portion, half this section. The 64th mantra. The main thing you should understand is now we are entering into what happens to a person who has done Omkara meditation. What will he realize? That is what is the whole section about. 64 to 78. So I will cover some of these verses, I will cover in detail. Some verses I will just pass by. Wherever it is important, especially the 67 and 68 mantras are very important. I will cover those mantras in detail. The rest of the things I will explain to you in a fashion where you can understand, and then you can study the notes. 64th verse says that after doing meditation, you should live a slightly secluded life where you reduce your activities in the world. If you want to realize Brahman, don't try to be completely involved in all the activities and keep on increasing the activities. Try to reduce the activities. That is the essence of this verse. Abandon the speech, both secular and sacred. And then what does Upanishad want to do? Upanishad wants you to meditate more on this pure nature of Brahman. Karma Yoga is initially taught in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 3, 4, and 5. Upasana Yoga is taught from chapter 6 onwards till the 12th chapter. So, the first two shatkams of Bhagavad Gita predominantly is karma and upasana. Now, after that, Bhagavad Gita talks about Jnana Yoga from chapter 13 to 18. So when you are doing Karma Yoga, we have to do, as a Grihastha, we have to do Panchamaha Yajna. Panchamaha Yajna means all the rituals you do, all the 46 rituals which you do in life, right from birth to death. We generally have a lot of port activities. What is the meaning? What is the expansion of port? Port means P stands for possessions. O stands for obligatory duties. R stands for relationships. And T stands for transactions. So as a Grihastha, householder, we are all involved in activities related to possessions, relationships, duties, and day-to-day transactions. This is Karma Yoga lifestyle. This is to be done before Omkara Dhyana. After Omkara Dhyanam, which is called as Upasana Yoga, then you come to Jnana Yoga. In the Jnana Yoga field, what do? You reduce the port. This Jnana Yoga is to be done in Vanaprastha and Sannyasa lifestyle. After the age of 60 or 65, generally after you have retired from your service, that age between 65 to 75 is Vanaprastha stage, where you have already done all your duties to your family, and then you want to realize what is this whole universe about, what is my life is all about. That is the time when you reduce your port activities. Because if you are involved in karma yoga lifestyle, you will not have time, and your mind will always be preoccupied with what should I do next, what should I do next, what should I do next. Then your mind doesn't have any free time. In order to get that free time, we practice Upasana Yoga so that you slowly reduce your content in your mind, reduce the contact with the universe. And then what do you meditate on is said in the Mundaka Upanishad, the second chapter, second section, the fifth mantra. This is a type of meditation where you say that that pure Brahman is everywhere, is all pervading. He is pervading in the entire universe, plus my mind, and plus in my prana also, that Brahman is there. Because that is the one which gives life to this body. It is one self, which is the self of everything. This is the mantra which tells us how to meditate. And by knowing this Brahman, which is the self of all, when my mind meditates on that, I become immortal. Because I cross the world, the sphere of time and space. In meditation, if you continue the process of Omkara Dhyana, you will come to this level of your mind being absorbed in something which is beyond time. And that is what is called as Brahman. And when the mind gets absorbed, that state is called as immortal state. Jivan Mukta state. And then there's another mantra, the sixth mantra of Mundaka Upanishad. It says that like you have a chariot, wheel of a chariot, and there is a hub in which all the spokes are connected. The wheel moves because of the hub as well as the spokes. The hub is representing consciousness principle. The spokes are all reference to the other jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, the antakaranam, those are all the spokes. But the hub, without the hub, there is no experience of the world. When you know the hub, you will cross darkness. You will cross what is called as ignorance. That is said in the Mundak mantra. So, in this mantra, the essence is you reduce vak and karma. Vak stands for speech. Vachikam karma. That is what is called as what is called as vak. Manasam karma means your activities in the mind. Kahikam karma means the physical activities. So the activities with the physical body, with the organ of mouth, with your mind, all these three put together is called as transactional reality. Nowadays, we generally see people talking on two phones plus to somebody in the front, standing in front. So you can see how busy we have become. And because of this, only we don't find time to come to Vedanta. So Upanishad knows this reality and about our lifestyle. And then it says, reduce this vak and karma. Vak and karma represents vyavaharika, kahikam, manasam, karma, and fourth reduction. Fourth reduction, possessions, obligatory duties, then transactions, and R stands for relationships. Okay, so these generally, this is how acharyas, they recommend how you become a good seeker. Sarva vachaha parityajyet. That is what we have explained. You have quality time for study of Upanishads. Laukika Vedika cha. That means reduce your activities both in the world as well as in the Vedika nature also. Vedika activities means what? Many people, they are more and more involved in study of this Shastra, study of that Shastra, study of grammar, study of Sanskrit, study of Mimamsa, study of Tarka, logic. After some time, you have to reduce that and spend more time on understanding your own nature as this Brahman. That is the essence of this particular verse. So what it's in the Shastra, they give the example of a husk and the rice. What they say is, don't try to miss the rice which you have to eat and spend more time on the husk. Drop getting lost in the husk. Focus on the content, which is the grain, which is the Atma. Tatra Veda Aveda Bhavati. Veda becomes Aveda because you are getting too engrossed in the outer world. Brahma Jaye Che. You find quality time, unpreoccupied mind to focus on Omkara Upasana. In this way, all your obstacles to moksha will go away. And then what will happen? Then the Acharya Vidyaranya says, a very big thing will happen. And that is called as Hridaya Granthi Nashaha. There is a knot of, in the heart, in your mind, there is a knot. What is this knot? We are going to study in detail in verse number 67 and 68. We'll study that in detail in what is this knot about. Okay, so this is about verse number 64. Next, this is the introduction of the verse, which 65 is the verse which introduces the knot. What is this knot? It is an introduction verse. Vidyaranya will expand this till the 70th verse. Vidyate hridaya krantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha shiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. This is a very, very famous mantra, which is there in Mundaka Upanishad, it is there in Kathopanishad, it is there in several Upanishads. Because what they say is all jivas have this problem, what is called as avidya. Avidya means ignorance. And what is this simple? What is avidya? If you ask anybody, do you know Brahman? They will say, I've never heard of Brahman. So that is what is called as avidya. Now, what is this granthi and what does it do? How is it getting, how it gets broken up, snapped? That is what is the description in the following verses. And what happens when this granthi is broken up? The mind gets destroyed, number one. Number two, the doubts regarding Brahman are removed. And number three, the past karmas of punyam and papam, they are all destroyed the moment you come to know this Brahman. Three things. What all three put together is called as avidya granthi. Okay, so that is the that is what is the ignorance which we are talking about. And the person who knows this, the person who knows this Brahman, where does he know this? In the 7th mantra of the 2nd section of the Upanishad, it says very clearly, Yas sarvajnaha sarvavid yasaisa mahima bhuvi. You discover this Brahman in the cave of your heart, in the cave of your intellect. And in the 8th mantra is this famous mantra with Vidyate Hridayat Grantihi Chittante Sarva Samshayaha. This is in the 8th mantra of the 2nd chapter, 2nd section. This is one of the most important mantras of Mundaka Upanishad. All jivas, all seekers must know this particular mantra and understand the meaning of this. See, the mantra is given so that seekers know what is the problem which they have in their intellect, and how by removing that ignorance, what happens? That is what is said in this mantra. What is that Brahman is described in the 9th verse of the 2nd section. And what does it say? Brahman is stainless. Hiranmaye pare koshe virajam Brahman nishkalam. You see, what should I meditate on? I should meditate on the pure Brahman, which is without any stain. Stain here means without any punya papa karma, the results of punya papa karma. The result of punya papa karma, what happens? It is manifesting in your mind as thoughts, as desires, kamaha. These desires push you into karma. Avidya, kama, karma. This is the process of samsara. Avidya means what? I don't know myself. Because I don't know myself, my mind keeps on projecting the world where I can have desires fulfilled, which is kama. This karma in the mind pushes me into karma, which is action. Avidya, kama, karma. AKK. This is the problem of the entire world. All jivas have this AKK problem. To solve that AKK problem, I should know this Brahman. And what type of Brahman? It is indivisible. It is pure, number one. It is indivisible. Therefore, it will not have any parts. If something doesn't have any parts, it is imperishable. There is no division, no sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata, bheda. I have explained these three terms before in Kaivalya Upanishad. There is no internal division in Brahman. There is no division with reference to another Brahman, sajatiya. And then there is no division, swagata bheda. Sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata bheda rahita. Basically, I should know that my nature is pure consciousness. It is the light of all the lights. This mantra is extremely important for us to meditate on this pure nature of mind. Keep this mantra, 229. It is the light. I'm going to explain to you this mantra a little bit more in detail. And when we have this light of lights, there will be a mantra which will be Natatra Suryo Bhati. I will explain more about this aspect. Then the next aspect is, it is the innermost sheath of the intellect. Innermost sheath of the jiva. Since jiva has got 5 koshas. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. This Atma is the innermost. After you drop all the 5 koshas, this is what is Atma. This is what is Brahman. So, Tasmin Paravare Drishte. Paravaram means Turiyam Brahma. Pure Brahma. How should I know this Brahman? Aparokshataya. Aparokshataya means I should know this Brahman as I am Brahman. Not that I know Brahman or I don't know Brahman. When you say I know Brahman or I don't know Brahman, it becomes an object of knowledge, which is not the subject, it is object. Details of this will be explained to you in Keno Upanishad. Brahman is the subject, it is not an object. That is the whole methodology employed in the next Upanishad, which we will be doing, called as Keno Upanishad. So what are the 3 benefits of this knowledge about Brahman? Number 1, as I said, Hridaya Granthi Vidyate. My ignorance goes away, number 1. Number 2 is Sarva Samshaya. All my doubts about this reality, about Jiva Jagat Ishvara, is gone. Third, Asya karmani shiyante. Asya karmani shiyante means the punya papa phalams, which is there in the account of a jiva, they decay, they end. So whenever I know this Mahavakyam, what is a Mahavakyam? That Brahman is my nature is called as Mahavakyam. There is Brahman which is described in the previous verse, which I told you. It is stainless, indivisible, pure light of all lights. This knowledge which you get from this mantra is called as Avantara Vakya. Avantara Vakya means there exists a Brahman like this. But when you apply that knowledge and say Tattvamasi, you are that. That is called as Mahavakya. And when I understand the Mahavakyam, this is what, these are the three benefits I get. Granthi Nashaha, Samshaya Nashaha, Karma Nashaha. Okay? So, from now on this particular mantra is all the verses. That means you have understood Brahman. This is the nature of Brahman. What is the nature of Brahman? Number one, it is without any punya papa. Number two, it is indivisible. Number three, it is pure. Number four, it is the light of all lights. Without that light, the spiritual light of consciousness, I will not be able to experience anything in this world. Then the next point is, it is the light which is there as the innermost sheath. This is how the knowers of Atman know Brahman. That is what is said in this beautiful mantra. Okay. Okay. So 65 we have completed. Now we go to the 66. All these mantras are going to deal with the three benefits of knowing the Brahman. What happens when I know Brahman? That is what is being expanded now. The blend of consciousness and Maya, which is termed as Avyakrita. This is a technical verse. Technical verse means it will tell you technically how I can go deep inside myself to realize this nature. Conscious, I will explain this to you in the slides, in the following slides. This is an important verse. This and the next verse, they are quite important to in this whole section. 66, 67, 68, these three mantras are very important. So, what does it say? See, consciousness or Brahman, it can exist by itself. But then there is no use of that consciousness, even though it is my own nature. What is Maya? Maya is the material portion of the universe. So the universe consists of the spiritual portion, which is called as consciousness. It also consists of the material portion. Here in this mantra, the Acharya Vidyaranya tries to explain to us how this Granthi comes about and how I can slowly untie the knot which has been there in my life for many janmas. Consciousness and Maya, both together, when they join, is called as Abhyakrita. Abhyakrita means Karana Sharira. Karana Sharira is causal body. That is also called as God. Now, this causal body, Karana Shariram, is considered superior and it's the Brahman is considered as superior, whereas the Karana Shariram is considered as this inferior. Karana Shariram stands for the cause of the world, which is the insentient, and the cause of the sentient beings. Okay, so in the universe there is Maya Shakti, Maya Shakti is nothing but it is Prakriti. Another word for Maya is Prakriti. Word for consciousness is Brahman. Together they are the father and mother of the creation. Okay, so that is that is what causes the problem. I should know that I have this problem and my own intellect. All of us, whether because we have not studied the Upanishads, we have this problem. In the Upanishad, they try to untie this knot. And they teach us that this Vyavaharika world which we experience is inferior compared to the pure nature of Brahman. That Brahman is transcendental reality. It is Maya Atitam Brahman. Transcendental means what? Beyond time and space. Beyond time and space means what? Whatever I am in my sleep state. Okay? So you should keep in mind two things. Always when we study any Upanishad, keep in mind two things. Number one, I exist in the sleep state, but without the world. So there is one reality which I am. I exist in the world in the waking state. That is with the body and mind. That is another reality. The waking state is called as Vyavaharika Satta, transactional reality. And I exist in sleep as a transcendental reality, or it is called as Paramarthika Satta. I transcend all the transactions. There is no transaction when I'm sleeping. So when in the Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 8th mantra, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavite pashyan shrinvan sprishan jigran ashnan gachan swapanshasan. In this mantra, what is the first part of the thing? First part of the of this verse, Naiva kinchit karomiti. Naiva kinchit karomiti refers to what? Brahman. I don't do anything. Okay? I'm trying to bring the concept of Bhagavad Gita to tell you what is the essence of this verse in the Mundaka Upanishad. What is the third line? Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jagran. That means I am seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, going, sleeping, breathing. All these activities is going on where? In the same Brahman, all this is going on. In the same consciousness, all this is going on. The transactions will go on in the Vyavaharika state. In the Paramarthika state, I alone can say, I am not this ahamkara, which is doing all the transactions. Ahamkara is a reflection of mind. Anyway, I will explain this. There was a question, 2-3 sessions we have been having these questions on reflection. As you study more and more, your depth of understanding of the reflection and original will become more and more clear. So here, I don't do any transaction is Paramarthika state as conscious. I do everything in the world. I stands for Ahamkara, the Jiva. Okay? So the Jiva, which is acting in the world as Karta, Bhokta, Jnata, Pramata, it has to realize that my nature is not this, but it is conscious. And that consciousness is higher compared to the Maya, which we experience in the world. When I know this Brahman, which is superior, what happens to me? That Hridaya, Granthi, the knot of ignorance in my heart, it gets destroyed. And there is this Granthi, it is in the intellect. In the intellect, we have Ahamkara. Ahamkara means what? The I notion. So this I notion, the Ahamkara, has got this avidya, the ignorance about Sakshi or about the Atma Tattva. Because of the ignorance, what does the I notion? The I is what? It is a reflection of that consciousness in the mind. The I notion thinks that the body, the physical body which it is seeing is real. The mind by which it is performing all the activities is real. And then the cause of both this, the Stula Shariram and Sukshma Shariram, that cause, which is called as Karana Shariram, is also the reality. But what is the reality? It is not the three Sharirams, but something which is enlivening the three Sharirams. Pure Atma is motionless, changeless. It can't do any transaction. Pure Anatma, which is the body, it is inert. It can't do any transaction. Whenever there is a joining of these two, then the entire Vyavaharika Sattam happens. You must understand this point very clearly. Pure Atma is my real nature. I just know that pure Atma and I get liberated. That is what is moksha. At the same time, I should know today I am suffering because I don't have that knowledge of Atma. Why do I suffer in the waking state? Because there is a joining of Atma, the consciousness, and the mind and the body. This is the Granthi, the knot which I have to break. This is the Granthi which causes delusion in life. I'm suffering. I am born. I am dying. All this is a notion in the mind. Whenever these notions arise in your mind, you should know that I am having avidya or ignorance. Whenever you are trying to analyze the ahamkara in the mind, which means what? Who am I? When you're trying to analyze the who am I with reference to the body, it is called as ignorance. That is called as avidya. What should you do? You should have the knowledge of Atma. That knowledge of Atma will remove the ignorance and will set you free from this identification with the body. Ahamkara chit granthi vibhidyate. That is the benefit number one. The knot of ignorance with consciousness is snapped. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said very clearly, Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasasi pandava yena bhutanya seshena drakshyasyatmanastatho mai. Knowing that Brahman, one will not get deluded. All the beings are in the self. This is the knowledge. The self means what? That consciousness principle. In that consciousness principle, all the minds are waking up, all the minds are going to sleep. This is what is happening internally in this world. Normally, we just see the physical world, we transact with the world, and we never think of what is happening in the world. What is happening in my mind? What is happening in the world? Mind wakes up, then only there is a world. Mind is asleep, there is no world. All the Upanishads, they say very clearly, world arises, world becomes samsara for me when my mind rises. Okay, so these are revision slides which you can go through on your own. But the main thing is vidyate hridaya granthi chidyante sarva samshayaha shiyante chase karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Very important verse of Mundaka Upanishad, and also of this entire 100 verses which we are seeing now. One of the very important verses. This is the revision portion, which are the slides. Now we are going a little bit more deeper. See how Vidyaranya builds up the topic slowly, slowly, slowly. He builds it up, and see how deeper and deeper he is going to go, explaining what is this ignorance which we are all suffering from. Here, he will talk in this verse, how does this ahamkara come about? What is this aham iti manyante? I always say I. What is this I? Maya brings in a bond between mind and consciousness. Very important statement. Huh? These are all the technical nature of the world. These are all the technical topics, like how you do technology, computer science. This is a computer science. This is the science of reality. These are the verses which will tell you, if you go through in this method of understanding, you will be able to break that ignorance. What is this which is causing the problem? How does the world come about? World is born because of the bond between pure consciousness and mind. See the first sentence of this. And whenever this happens, there is something called as Maya Shakti, which is in operation. Right now, we are all in the waking state. In the waking state, the consciousness is there, mind is also there, but there is a joining. There is a bond. When can I have the knowledge of the pure consciousness? When I have the knowledge that in the sleep state, this consciousness alone is. In the waking state, this consciousness, which has got a Maya Shakti, through that Shakti, this pure Brahman reveals this universe to us. Ahamkara is born. Ahamkara is the I thought. And what is the meaning of this I thought? What is the object of this I thought? See, normally when we see a wall, the wall is the object. But something in us is the seer of that object. I see the wall. I means what? I is the ahamkara. Object of that aham vritti is the world of objects. But this aham cannot rise without the consciousness. This a common man does not know. What does, see, all of us, whether you are knowledgeable about the Veda or not knowledgeable about the Veda, everybody uses aham. I, all the human beings, whether you are African, Japanese, you are from Kenya or from any part of the world, every living being uses I. This I is ahamkara. It is a reflection of the consciousness in the human mind, plus the mind. See, you should, this aham has got, ahamkara has got the consciousness component plus the mind component. Mind is like the mirror, you know, it is a subtle body. All of us have it. It is like the mirror. It can reflect that consciousness. Very unique. This is how God made all of us. God made us to realize our nature as consciousness. He wants us to travel in the path to realize the nature of the whole universe. Ahamkarasya kartrutvam, the doership which we all have is called as aham. Doership, enjoyership, both together is called as ahamkara. 30th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Prakrite vacha karmani kriyamanani sarvashah yaha pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. Very beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita. It tells us only those jnanis who understand that it is the ahamkara, which is prakriti, is doing all actions, and the self is actionless. See the verse. Brahman cannot do any action. Consciousness is actionless. Ahamkara is doing all the actions. Jnani knows both. He knows the self which doesn't act. He knows the ahamkara which is active. That is how you become a jnani. See how deeper and deeper we are going now into the study of Bhagavad Gita itself through these Mundakopanishad. See, they're all related. They're all talking of the same pure consciousness. Atma can't do any action. Anatma does all the actions. Anatma is the starting point of Anatma is ahamkara. That doership belongs to ahamkara, which is anatma. It does not belong to me, the aham, which is chit or consciousness. Atma is akarta abhokta. It is never doing any action. That is that same mantra, Pashyan Srinman. So, chit and ahamkara division. This is what is called as viveka. You must know the difference between ahamkara and consciousness. Ahamkara is conscious because of the light of Atma. Chitaha spurityam atmanaha spurityam. That means chit is transferred to ahamkara. Consciousness. See, there is an adhyasa which is happening between pure consciousness and ahamkara. Ahamkara transfers the doership to Atma. Therefore, we all think I am the doer. Ahamkara and the consciousness transfers its nature of existence and illumination to the ahamkara. So ahamkara becomes illumined. Ahamkara says, as soon as ahamkara becomes illumined, it starts saying I. This bondage, ahamkara and chit, are bound together as what? As one inseparable entity in this body, in this intellect. Like what? Like you have a crystal and you have the red colored flower. When you look from the other direction, the crystal which is pure looks as if it is red because of adhyasa, because of superimposition. Now, the way I should understand is the same type of superimposition between a crystal and a flower. When it happens, the same thing is happening in me, the consciousness, which is pure by nature, which is what I am in my sleep state. Without the body, mind, and the world, consciousness alone is like the pure crystal. Without any ahamkara. You see, in the sleep state, do you have any ahamkara? No. You don't have any feeling, I am, nothing. I am male, female, I am rich, poor, I am knowledgeable, I am ignorant. Nothing is there in consciousness. So this knot which is made, this is a very important topic in all the Upanishads and all the advanced texts of Vedanta. That's why I'm going a little bit more detail in all these slides, so that you are able to break this ignorance in yourself and see the pure nature of yours. Each one can see it. Nothing is difficult. Vedanta is not difficult. Upanishads are very easy, but you should know how to open the key. The key, you should have the right key, and you should know how to open the mantras. Like this mantra, Hridaya Grantihi. So, this avidya, if I am able to remove it once and for all, I am ever free from birth and death. This is what is the promise of the Upanishads. 68th verse. When the bond is disintegrated by the knowledge of Brahman, what happens then? The bond is broken. When the bond is broken, what happens? There are no more doubts relating to my nature as this consciousness. If then I don't have any doubts, all the punyam and papam in the intellect for the jiva, which is identified with the intellect, that punya papam becomes zero. When that becomes zero, there is no cause for future births. See how Vidyaranya is explaining the deepest knowledge about that consciousness, how that transforms into liberation, moksha. Moksha is one of the principles, one of the goals of human life. Dharma, artha, kama, three goals we know. leading a dharmic life. Artha means prosperity, getting wealth. Kama means entertainment in the world. The last one is moksha. Moksha means what? This is the mantra which talks about moksha. And how does the moksha happen? This mantra will tell us. When the Granthi, see how deep, how Vidyaranya is taking us. Each one of us will be able to remove that ignorance once and for all. And that is the essence of the study of the Upanishads. Whether you do 10 Upanishads, 12 Upanishads, 3 Upanishads, 4 Upanishads. By the time you finish the next Upanishad, I'm sure all of you who are listening to these talks will come and tell me, I have known my nature as the pure consciousness. I have no doubts. Because I don't have any doubts, there is no ignorance left as far as I am concerned. Forget about the whole world. I know myself. Doubts are gone, avidya is gone, ignorance is gone. I have no more births and deaths. This I is the consciousness, is not the ahamkara. Granthau vivekena bhinnau sati. What does it mean? Mere ahankara can't do anything. It is jada. Mere Atma is nirvikara. It can't do anything also. But the mixture is what? Is our jivatvam. The jivatvam we have to drop by knowing anatma as mithya. Mithya means it appears, it disappears. Remember, mithya, the definition is very important in Vedanta. Satyam definition is very important in Vedanta. Mithya is ahamkara. Ahamkara is a reflection. Appears in the waking state, disappears in the sleep state. Satyam. Trikala api tishtati api satyam. That I, which exists in 3 periods of time without any change, is satyam. That is called as pure awareness. Mithya is awareness with body, mind, and word. Satyam is awareness without body, mind, word. Satya and Mithya, if you have understood clearly, like I have explained to you now, you will confirm Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. And who is the Jiva? Jiva is nothing but this Brahman. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. This is the central essence of all Shankaracharya's bhashyams. In all Upanishads, he has said Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. They are loosely connected in the waking state. And it is a reflection which I see every day, experience every day. These experiences are not Satyam. Upanishads very clearly tells us, I also have another nature. It is called as Chaitanya. It is also called as Brahman. It is called as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman. Okay, so this Granthi is important. Slowly we are understanding how I can untie this knot of ignorance. With Anatma, I own the anatma, body, mind. I am called as jiva. How this granthi is broken? This is how. Try to understand this very clearly. With anatma, disowning the body, mind, and the world, I myself am called Brahman. These are only two terms, Jiva and Brahman. The entity is the same. One entity called as Brahman alone is. When it alone is, it is disowning anatma, ahamkara. The same Brahman, when it owns up the body and mind as a reflection, it is called as Jiva. Jiva is nothing but pure Brahman, the self. Jiva and Brahman are the two sides of the same coin. By doing this analysis of Atma and Anatma, Chidyante, my doubts have broken to pieces. All doubts regarding the world is gone. World is mithya. I am very clear on this. Because I have understood my nature as pure Brahman. Vivekena granthi binne. By discrimination of Atma and Anatma, that knot is snapped. This is called as snapping the avidya granthi. This knowledge, this ignorance about my real nature, which is explained in all the Mahavakyas. We'll be doing all the Mahavakyas, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. These are all the Mahavakyas. And they're all telling us this particular chart which you have seen before you. I, with owning the anatma, body and mind, I am called as Jiva. I disown this anatma, I myself am called as Brahman. Brahman and Jiva are not two different things, but only two names. Reality is only one, which is pure Brahman. All the experiences of three states, waking, dream, sleep, waking, dream, sleep, waking, dream, sleep, every day of our life we are experiencing this. But I have never understood, never discriminated, never understood what those three states are. Vidyaranya opens up the three states and tells me clearly, oh Jiva, you are not the waker or dreamer or sleeper, but you are Brahman, the pure consciousness, the substratum on which the whole, it is a screen, pure screen on which the whole three states are coming and going. The Pancha Koshas are experienced, but the screen is never affected. The screen is your real nature of pure Chaitanya. How do I know this? Only through the scriptures. The whole subject matter of Atma and Atma Viveka can be done only with the help of scriptures. Only with these 12 Upanishads you can do the analysis like what I have discussed in the last 1 hour. So the benefit number one is avidya is gone. Snapping the knot of ignorance about Brahman. Once that is gone, what happens? Automatically, the second benefit will come. What is that? Destruction of the doubts related to Brahma Tattvam. What is this Brahman? What is the Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara? I have so many doubts in so many talks. I used to ask so many questions and questions and questions. All the questions you have are all wiped out when this ignorance is gone. The root cause of the questions coming in your mind is your ignorance about your nature of your reality. Who are you in real? What is the unreal part of you? Unreal part of you is the waker. Unreal part of you is the dreamer. Unreal part of you is the sleeper, ahamkara, a reflection. Not the truth, not the original face, which is Brahman or Atma. And the third benefit is what? Cessation of karma, which is responsible for all your future births. What are the three karmas? Karma phalas: Sanchita karma, Prarabdha karma, Agami karma. Sanchita is responsible for the future births, all the karma phalans which I'm supposed to enjoy. What do you mean by karma phalam? The thoughts which will come in my mind, whether in this body or the next body or the third body or the 10th body. It is the thoughts which erupt because of avidya, because of ignorance about who I am. That is all destroyed. Now you know how it can be destroyed also. See, the moment you understand Brahma Tattvam, all these deeper aspects of Vedanta becomes very easy to understand. So Sanchita is gone, Prarabdha is still there. It is associated with the current body. It will be exhausted. When the Prarabdha of this body is exhausted, you will not have any future birth. Sanchita is burnt. Prarabdha continues and it is exhausted. Agami, you avoid. Because you know that in future also there is no more karma for me because I am consciousness. So Agami karmas, which are responsible for the future births, they are also exhausted. Sanchita and Agami ends for a jnani right now. Prarabdha gets exhausted at the end of the body, at the end of the body's life. Therefore, the Upanishad says, once these three things are destroyed, avidya, samshaya, and karma. Once these three things are destroyed, his sukshma shariram, jnani's sukshma shariram, jnani means what? You can be jnani is a wise person. You can be a male or a female. Very important point. All people who come to learn this knowledge, they will be free. Your mind, which takes body after body, body after body, will not go with that pressure of rajas in the mind will go away. And then what will happen? That mind will merge with Ishvara or Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is the total mind. You know, that is how the Veda explains to us. In the world, like there is a gross body for an individual, there is a gross world for the Ishvara. Like you have individual mind, there is a gross mind for the Ishvara. So this individual mind merges with the Ishvara's mind. 69th verse. that which is always manifest in the mind, inside the heart of every being, is now free from agency. It is not a karta or a bhokta. It is the manifesting factor of all the luminaries. You see, it is now, this verse is an explanation of this verse and the following one or two verses. There will be explanation of this. Natatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyato bhanti kutoyo bhakmihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvavidam vibhati. Very important mantra of Mundaka Upanishad. This is the 10th mantra of the second section. See, the second section is so important. First section was also very equally important. Second section, Vidyaranya now takes up this mantra. He says that this is what, this Brahman is what is being revealed in this mantra. Natatra suryo bhati. And what type of Brahman it will reveal? Which is free from agency. It is not, it is Shubhram. Shubhram means it is not a karta or a bhokta or a pramata. Karta means doer, bhokta means enjoyer, pramata means experiencer. It is not an experiencer of the world. That is its nature. It alone is. What is Brahman? Yatu praninam vid koshe adi. Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha. That Brahman is shining in this two koshas. Manomaya kosha is what? It is the mind with the jnanendriyas. Vijnanamaya kosha. It is what? It is the intellect. Antakaranam vijnanam. It is the intellect with jnanendriyas. It is these two koshas which are illumined by this light. There is only one light which illumines these two. For all the jivas, there is only one light. The light is one. That is why we say Atma is Ekam. This mantra, Sadabhati. See, whenever this consciousness, for example, Sadabhati, this pure consciousness is always illumined. That is the nature of Chaitanya. Chaitanya means it is Sarupa Jnanam. It is not Vritti Jnanam. There are two types of Jnana. This is explained in Vichara Sagara, a very advanced text where it says that Jnanam, or you can even see it in the Shankara Bhashyam of Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So, Jnanam is of two kinds. This will also be a very, very important tip for you to realize your real nature. All the knowledge which I get in the waking world, dream world, sleep world, whatever is the knowledge, that is called as vritti jnana. It depends on the mind. In the waking world, all the perceptions are coming in the form of thoughts in the mind. That is what is explained in Dakshinamurti Stotram, which is given here. Balya Dishopi Jagridatushu Tatha Sarva Avastha Api. All states. Vyavrutta. Vyavrutta means unbroken. In all our experiences, vritti jnanam is there, and also there is swarupa jnana. In the sleep state, what happens? The vritti jnanam is of karana sharira. The vritti jnanam in the waking state is of the sukshma sharira. I don't know. That is the only vritti all of us have in the sleep state. But who illumines that? I don't know. It is Sakshi. That is what is Dakshinamurti. Shankaracharya writes this very beautifully. He says, oh Lord, you are the Dakshinamurti, you are the Brahman, which is illumining that Karana Sharira Vritti. I don't know, ignorance Vritti about my real nature. Whether I am a child, whether I am a youth, what continuously is Swarupa Jnana. I am. That Swarupa Jnanam is also there in the sleep state. I am. But what is covering that is this ignorance, Tamoguna. But through the study of Upanishads and Dakshinamurti Stotram, I remove that covering. Tamoguna is just thrown out. Maya Shakti is conquered. And what do I realize? My real nature. This is the power of knowledge. This is the very important mantra of Dakshinamurti Stotram, the seventh mantra. Always Shankaracharya quotes this every time in all the commentaries of Upanishads. This Brahman is Ananda Rupam. Now, this Ananda Rupam is also of two types, Swarupa Ananda and Vritti Ananda. Vritti Ananda is Priya Bodha Pramoda. Swarupa Ananda is my real nature. That is the nature of Brahman. Tatu Shubhram. Tatu Shubhram means Brahman is pure being. It is not connected with the three avasthas. It exists independently, self-evidently, it illumines itself. It is the only thing in the entire universe which is self-illumined, self-luminous. Everything else is dependent on that I, that Sakshi, that Turiya Brahman. Without that, there is no experience of the mind. There is no experience of the sense organs. This is so deep. This thought is, this knowledge about Atma and Brahman is the deepest knowledge of Vedanta. And Hridaya Granthi, this breaking of this ignorance and removing all the doubts about myself and destroying all the karmas in my account is the benefit of this beautiful section, which is from 64 to 78 mantras. Space pervades, but it remains untouched. It's ever pure. Space is always pure. Never, even with the smoke, even there is so many different things happening in the world, space is always pure. You can construct a building, and building can come down. But nothing happens to space. The cause of space is consciousness. So that consciousness is also asandaha. It has no connection. It has no relationship. Relationless relationship. This is the word, this is a term which is used by Swami Chinmayananda very often in his commentaries. Connectionless connection. Without having connection, the space accommodates all the universe. The whole cosmos is in space. Similarly, the whole world is in consciousness. Even though Atma pervades all objects, it remains unconnected. That is the nature of Brahman. That is my nature. I understand that nature and become immortal today. This is the benefit of study of the Upanishads. Shubhram means ever shuddham, pure, ever pure. Jyotisham Jyotihi. It is the light of all lights. That pure Brahman is the light of all lights because it is the light of consciousness. All the light which our eyes are seeing, they are all material in nature. The tube light, the bulb at home, the light, the Surya, all these are all material light made of Panchabhutas. But consciousness, the light of consciousness, which I am, that is my nature. Again and again, I repeat this. It is our own nature in the sleep state. You drop this mind in the sleep state and ask, who am I? You will get this answer, Aham Brahma Asmi. The same Brahman continues even in the waking, but I'm not aware of it. It is the light in which the mind is illumined. This is how moksha can happen in our life. Brahmajnanam alone can give liberation, not Nama Sankirtanam. Nama Sankirtanam is also beneficial. It's not useless, but it helps to purify my mind. And then come to Brahmajnana. Who are the seekers who see this Brahman as their own nature? Those people who try to see this Brahman in their own intellect are called as mumukshus. You and I are all mumukshus studying the Upanishad for aparoksha jnanam. This jnanam, in Keno Upanishad, it is said, you cannot say, I know Brahman. You cannot say, I don't know Brahman. The only answer you can give to a guru, if the guru asks you, do you know Brahman? This is the topic which comes in Keno Upanishad. I'm just reminded of that, but I just thought it will help you. If I say I know Brahman, Brahman becomes an object. If I say I don't know Brahman, again it becomes an object of knowledge. What is the only right answer you can give the guru? Think about it. I won't keep you in suspense. The only answer you can give to the guru is Aham Brahma Asmi. Then you're not wrong. This is the answer given by the Keno Upanishad student. In the Mahavakya portion of Keno Upanishad, this is the answer the guru was expecting from the student, and then the guru says, you are liberated. And the student walks away from the class and says, thank you, I have known what has to be known from the scriptures. Okay, so that is what is called as Brahma Darshanam. Next week, we will start with this 70th verse. This is volume 2 of the volume 2 of this Anubhuti Prakasha. This is the last mantra of the volume 2, and we will continue this next week. Very beautiful section today from 64 to 69. 6 mantras we covered. Next week we will start with this mantra, a very important portion you have done today. Next week is going to be the last session before I break for 4 weeks. So the Saturday class, the 19th of November, today is the 12th of November, 19th November we'll have the last class. After the 19th of November, my Saturday class will be on the 24th of December. You can tell me whether you would like to have on the 24th December or you want to have it later on after in the new year. You know, if you're okay with it, I can have it. But in your Q&A session, you can tell me whether it's okay for you to have the session on the 24th December. 24th December is a Saturday, 31st is also a Saturday. If you want to skip these two, then our class will be only on the 7th of January. So I will close the session today. You can let me know what your feelings are. Accordingly, we'll decide. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamathaya Purnameva Vasishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So there are no questions on the chat box. If you have anything to share, you can unmute yourself and then you can speak. Anybody has a question or anything?
Hi, Mr. Shekhar.
Yeah, Jacqueline, tell me.
Oh, I just want to ask you. So Brahman is equal to Aham Brahma as me.
That's correct.
And then we are that. We are the I am is also equal. So whatever it is, we are part and parcel of the whole universe. In fact, we are the universe, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, you have understood the whole concept very clearly. I'm very happy.
Yes. No, I shouldn't say transactional. I still need to learn. Okay. I should get rid of the transaction matter. That's the chore of the transaction matter. Okay, appreciate.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Secretary, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned it was mentioned that to realize the Brahman, we should reduce the port, possession, obligation, relation, transaction.
Correct.
So till during the age between till 60, how we can continue this study?
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I understood your question.
Yes.
Yeah, what you should do is you should reduce slightly. You know, like you have done, you have started attending classes. So this is the way to progress. You don't have to wait till 60 and all that. You have already started at a young age. Continue the study. That's all. You see, the port reduction is a general suggestion for those people who are so engaged in the world that even at the age of 60, they are very busy. They are very busy looking after other things in life and they don't come to this portion. That is generally has been explained to them. But people who have come here today, who are understanding and learning the Upanishads today, they are very fortunate. They don't have to worry about port and all that. I have given you port just for general, understanding, and for those who have not come to Vedanta. Now, see, what we have to do in life is, number one, keep doing duty. Okay? Don't stop any of your duties to your family, for your society, for that is, you continue. Together with this responsibility of doing a duty, try to find some time for learning the Veda, understanding the Veda as it should be understood. Within 1 or 2 years, you will find you have picked up the essence of the Veda. After that, you only keep on reminding what you have learned. Just remember, keep remembering the class, essence of the class. That's all. And you will find tremendous amount of joy flowing into you. You will find I have fulfilled my life. There is nothing else, this your own intellect will tell you. There's nothing else in life apart from this knowledge which I have gained. And I have got a clear knowledge. You see, this Upanishad study which we have done through this Anubhuti Prakasha is a beautiful study. Not many people do it. You have done up to 70th verse, 70 verses you have completed. It's a congratulations to the whole team here. And the knowledge you pick up from this, you have to just remember it. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. I am that pure consciousness. It is not very difficult. I'll tell you, it's not impossible. It is not very difficult, but you have to just continue the Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is a process. After 2 years of this study of Upanishads, you will realize after 3-4 Upanishads, you already got the full image. I'm telling you, after Keno Upanishad, you will all tell me that the study of Upanishads has really helped me. I know what the essence, what they are trying to teach me. They're trying to teach me about my immortal self. I have realized it. See? So don't worry about the poor production.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was your question, right?
Yes. Now it's very clear. It's a good guidance for us. So we will continue our studies and keep remembering.
Continue the studies, continue the duties. Keep your mind clear. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay. There is Bharat who has said this in the chat. I'm reminded of Chandogya Upanishad. Before this world was manifest, there will be Sat, one without a second. Yes. This is one of the brilliant descriptions of the same Brahman. See, Brahman is explained in all the Upanishads. In Chandogya Upanishad, it says it is Satyam Brahma. Satyam, the word Satyam has been expanded in Chandogya. Jnanam Brahma is expanded in Taittiriya Upanishad. Satyam, Jnanam, Brahma, Anantam Brahma. The word Anantam is the most important, which makes Satyam and Jnanam the Swarupa Jnanam and Swarupa Satyam. Okay, good. Bharat, that's what you have said is correct. Miss, I appreciate your sharing this with us. Anybody else has a question? I want to ask you this question about this 24th December or 31st December or 7th January. Anybody would like to comment on this? Would like to say whether you want on the 7th January or you want on the 24th December?
January 7th, because we are traveling in the last few weeks, so
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Yeah. So you are traveling. Okay. Anybody else? The rest of you, would you prefer 7th January or would you prefer as soon as I am back in Singapore?
7th January.
Sorry?
7th January, better.
Okay, Chandra, you also prefer 7th. Anybody else?
24th might be difficult.
Okay, 24th is difficult, Gopa, I understand. What about Akshay, Ganesh, Raghunath, Bala, Ramkumar? Sumana says 7th is better. Preeti says 7th is better. Okay, there's only one person, Sesant Kita, who wants 24th December. BK is 24th. Balakrishna, 24th. Ramkumar, wow. So we have almost like a tiebreaker.
Mr. Shekhar, just go with the flow. Whichever is divine lecture.
Okay, 24th December, 7th is
24th
better.
will have it, sir.
Okay,
I'm ready then,
7th.
sir.
Okay,
24th.
the majority wants 7th. What I will suggest is those people, I mean, this is applicable to all of you. We have covered 70 verses of this Upanishad. In your own way, each of you who want to take this up seriously, write one page about whether this study has helped you in what way. If it has helped you, number one. Number two is, what is the essence of this study which you have picked up? Which you may not have realized it, but what is the essence of this Upanishad? In your own way, just write either one page or 2 pages and send it to me. I just like to go through this. It's not a homework, it is not a compulsory thing. If you would like to write about what you have learned in Mundaka Upanishad so far, and is this making a difference in your life, this knowledge? You can write about it and send it to me by email. You all have my email. If you don't have, I'll just share it with you. It's shekhar@singnet.com.sg. You can send it directly to me. Don't put it in the WhatsApp group and all that. Just send it to me directly. And this will help you in your next study of Upanishads. You see, this is a self-examination. You know, you see as a jiva, how without this knowledge, what were you? With this knowledge, how is this benefiting you? That is what you should do, a self-analysis. And this is one type of self-analysis. And the second is, have you understood the reality, which Mundaka Upanishad is trying to bring up? So it's self-examination plus whether you are able to understand there are 2-3 mantras only, which I have told you, the important mantras of Mundaka Upanishad. Whether you have understood that Paravidya, that is what I want you to apply your mind. Don't make it too long. Let it just be 1-2 pages. Okay?
Shekharji, please,
Yeah.
please put your email address into our WhatsApp, please.
Yeah. Okay, I will put I'll put in the WhatsApp group my email address.
Thank you.
Mr. Shekhar, have a good trip to India. Enjoy.
Yeah, but next week we still have a class.
Okay. Okay. I thought, yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, so don't forget, next week there's still a class. That will be the last session on the 19th of November. And then we'll break off till the 7th of January. But you have time. You can go through these,
Yes.
you can go through these sessions, but only keep in mind only one thing. I am immortal is the teaching of Upanishad. I am a Jiva is my current thinking. Is this clear or not? You know, that you should spend time. You can revise Mundaka Upanishad itself, you can revise Kaivalya Upanishad if you have more time. Revise these two Upanishads. The next Upanishad we are going to take is Kena Upanishad. I'm telling you now itself, if you want to study Kena Upanishad on your own, you can study. All of you have got 6 weeks now. After the 19th of November, there will be a break of 6 weeks. 7th of January, we will start. But before that, if you want to have a 1 or 2 WhatsApp sessions with me, you can have. I will be able to organize a WhatsApp sessions on one-to-one basis, if at all you want to have, about your understanding about your future progress, so that you are clear. And then 7th January, New Year, we'll start with the wherever we are stopping now. But I have found tremendous joy in teaching this Anubhuti Prakasha, because it's absolutely an illuminating topic which has been discussed in this text. I will see if there is interest in the group. What I will do is, first I'm going to take like the general small 5-6 sessions of Kena Upanishad. If people are interested, I will do this Anubhuti Prakasha on Kena Upanishad. That will be the program, but this will extend our study further and further, But Kena Upanishad is such a brilliant Upanishad. You will really enjoy it.
That's good. That's good. Then we can continue studying, continue listening.
Okay, that's very good, Jacqueline. You have been with us for 3 years now.
Yeah, appreciate. Because of you, I really learned a lot. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.